let's talk genetics and your thyroid. So just by looking at this image here, you guys, what you're probably seeing is that genetics has a very small piece of the pie when it comes to our thyroid. And the reason for this is 98% of all illness in the world is actually genetic. Now, some of you are probably scratching your head and you're like, no. Shannon, you have it all wrong. My mom has this, my grandma has this, my sister has this. Now, we need to understand that we have certain genetic markers that leave us more susceptible to certain things: high blood pressure, thyroid, breast cancer, heart disease, all of these different pieces and components. But our environment is what triggers these manifestations of Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism to come into play. And I was under the assumption that certain things were genetic. But as I sat and pondered on this several years ago, what I began to realize is I modeled what I knew. I bought the same products. I made the same food. I cleaned my house the same way that my mom did and my parents did. And I did all of these things that were taught and modeled for me. And guess what? I still do a lot of those things. I grew up with my mom. In the morning, she would ride her stationary bike. Guess what? In the morning, I ride my Peloton. I ride my stationary bike because that is what was modeled for me. So our environment can be our thoughts. Even simple thoughts, you guys, play a role in our environment, our food, our stress levels, our cleaning products, our activity level, what kind of activities, our sleep. Sleep is a huge one. Work, medication, emotional state, geographical area, location, and your water consumption, right? Some waters have high levels of toxins, of heavy metals, of fluoride, and that can trigger some of the thyroid. Same thing with the geographical area. Where are you living? Are you living next to transformers? Do you live in a big city? Do you live in a farming community? Are you exposed to different toxins that are stressing the body out and therefore triggering the thyroid to be out of balance? Something to think about. And as you go through this membership, as you begin to work with us, I hope you guys really begin to take notice as to how these things are affecting you, and begin asking questions. How can we retrain these thoughts? How can we choose better, cleaner, safer cleaning products? How can we find medications that are going to better support me? How am I going to improve my sleep? How am I going to improve the foods that I'm eating and my stress levels and all of these different things so that you can be a thriving thyroid patient and client? I'll see you on the next.